believe that the greatest example of Jesus and love is marriage. And if you're in this room, look no further than Jennifer and Paul.
Call it cliche, call it woman's intuition, but I know he was my husband.
Cheers to brotherhood.
Since the day I met you, I knew that you were the one that God chose for me.
You are the love of my life, and you make me happier than I would ever imagine.
When you find that missing piece, you somewhat feel like you're complete. And I feel like in so many sense, Paul was that missing piece for her. I would describe Jennifer as persistent would be the word. She's very much of a persistent person. She doesn't give up, even if everything around her tells her no and she has her tunnel vision, she's gonna go for it.
One word choose to describe Paul is confident. I think he's been expressing confidence throughout his whole, I would say, being, because anything you give to him, any obstacle or any project, he handles it with that. Just poise and confidence there. So confident would be the word.
They support each other. Like Jennifer is like, you call it, complete of Paul. Paul is the complete of Jennifer.
She brings out like his, personality more, and he brings out her like gentle, calm persona, I guess, more.
Since the day I met you, I knew that you were the one that God chose for me. Even though you're the most beautiful person in the world, God selected you for me. I vow to be the man of God that cherishes you, loves you, admires you, and takes care of you, mentally and physically. I vow to place you first above everything and everyone but God, including Sunday night football. I can't remember a time when I've smiled more or my heart has been full as this moment right now. I vow to attempt to be the best version of myself for us each and every day. I have spent my whole life looking for my other half. I knew it was you from the moment we met. Although it is until death do us part, I know that we will never part because our souls are attached and we were made for each other. You are the missing piece to my life that I never knew I was missing. I vow to devote my life to you and always for you. I vow to be true to myself and also true to you. I love you and I can't wait to be your forever. 1 John 13, let us not love in word or talk, but in deed and truth.
Paul, my papi, I am thankful to God for giving me the courage to make it a mission to get you to the game night after hearing great things about you. I never imagined that I would encounter someone as remarkable as you. You are not just a friend to me, you are my source of joy, my go-to person. You are a stunning reflection of God's love for me. You were there for me in my darkest moments, always encouraging me and praying for me. I'm very comfortable around you. With you, I feel safe. I promise to love you unconditionally. I promise to honor you and respect you as my husband and head of our family. I look forward to a lifetime of laughter, love, and growing old together. Today, I become your wife and will be your zibui for life. I love you, Papi.
I love you too.
we believe that the greatest example of Jesus and love is marriage. And if you're in this room, look no further than Jennifer and Paul. This side of heaven, they are the greatest example that we have of love.
I could tell by the way you smiled. I could feel it in your touch. And I knew this heart of mine this time would fall in love.
Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always preserves. Love never fails. As prophecies, they will pass away. As for tongues, they will cease. As for knowledge, it will pass away. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. We believe that the greatest example of Jesus and love is marriage. And if you're in this room, look no further than Jennifer and Paul. This side of heaven, they are the greatest example that we have of love. When two people come together to unify each other, they represent God. And we have that example for us today. And even though their marriage will not be perfect, but like the prophet Drake says, look at me now. They have persevered. The couple has decided to do traditional vows. And so, Paul, would you look at your future wife and repeat after me? I, Paul, take... That's okay. I, Paul, take you, Jennifer.
I, Paul, take you, Jennifer,
To be my wedded wife.
to be my wedded wife.
I do promise.
I do promise
Before God and these witnesses.
before God and these witnesses
To be your loving
to be your loving
and faithful husband.
and faithful husband,
In plenty
in plenty
and in want.
and in want,
In joy and in sorrow.
joy and in sorrow,
In sickness and in health.
in sickness and in health,
As long as we both shall live.
as long as we both shall live.
Jennifer, would you please repeat after me? I, Jennifer, take you, Paul,
I, Jennifer, take you, Paul,
to be my wedded husband.
to be my wedded husband.
I do promise
I do promise
before God and these witnesses
before God and these witnesses
to be your loving and faithful wife.
to be your loving and faithful wife,
In plenty and in want.
in plenty and in want,
In joy and in sorrow.
in joy and in sorrow,
In sickness and in health.
in sickness and in health,
As long as we both shall live.
as long as we both shall live.
Amen. Before we do the exchange of the rings, the couple decided to have their parents come and pray over the rings as a sign of their love. By virtue of the authority vested in me as a minister of the Word of God, and by the laws of this state, I now pronounce you husband and wife. Therefore, what God has joined together, let no one separate. Paul, you may now kiss your bride.
Qui termine? Qui termine? Qui termine? Qui termine? Qui termine? Ouais! Qui termine? Qui termine? Hey! 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 Ah! Hey! 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 Why?
When I met Paul, I don't know why, like, call it cliche, call it woman's intuition, but I know he was my husband.
Today you marry your soulmate, which you would call one of the best days of your life. Besides July 31st, the day I was born. You have always chased after what you wanted and had almost always got it, and this time was no different. The moment you mentioned to me that Paul was your husband, before you actually met him, I just knew it would be true.
And I believe we officially met summer of 1997. That's where the journey began. From brother to little boy. That little boy with a big personality and a confidence like no other. I watched that little boy say his first English words. That wasn't even English. I watched that little boy ruin his relationship with soda. His exact words after popping his soda cherry were, "Lipi Gary."
And I see Paul, I don't see him as Jennifer's husband, I see him as my son. So, je dis, bon Dieu, merci, je prie pour vous, parce que nous avons fêté, nous avons enjoy, but the world is not easy.
Mais pas de plus bon route passer ça. Je dis ça encore, route là difficile, mais c'est plus bon route qui gagne. De pour persévérer dans la communication, ne remettre une pour l'autre. Remet personne, non, pas remet corps, parce que corps a vieilli, et pas vrai? Yeah. Mais remet personne, non, chaque jour, dis une parole nouveau, dis une parole, et puis on va mettre de l'eau dans la plante là, et puis la grandit. Que bon Dieu bénisse nous.
Oh, I like that guy. The first time he came to my house, something inside of me saying, maybe he's the one. Maybe he's the one. And I was right.
Dis nous merci en pile, famille Clébert, je ne vais pas citer toutes, mais Méron, tout le monde dit nous merci, que bon Dieu bénisse nous. Et puis, je dis bon Dieu merci encore qui a ajouté une autre fille dans le foyer. Ouh, ça sont gros causes. Je suis un Pélousia, pas grand pour me reprocher, ça c'est petite fille moi, petite fille chérie, moi c'est love nous relé. Relé love, moi relé love. Et quand il y a l'autre encore, je dis bon Dieu merci, que bon Dieu bénisse nous, moi aimé nous dans nos Jésus.
And the next evolution has truly been a pleasure watching him become the man he is called to be. Jennifer and Paul, these past few years, watching you both grow deeper in love with each other has been an absolute joy. The spiritual growth you both have displayed is contagious and inspiring. Seeing my brother, that little boy, the dreamer, become the man in real time is an experience I wouldn't trade for the world.
Paul, you've got yourself a true warrior.
If I would describe what this guy means to me, I would fill the front and back of this thing right here. These two make a great couple. I want to give you guys one advice. Communication is key, no matter how small it is, because sometimes I make the mistake of not communicating to my wife exactly what I want to do. I face the consequences later, and I think about them. I'm like, I should have told her this small detail, and I couldn't stop her from being angry at me. So just communicate, guys, and I love you guys to death. Like I said, I'll eat a cat for you guys.
And in the words of the legendary icon, Chris Brown, it's like you've waited your whole life for this one night. It's gonna be you and Paul on this dance floor. Because you only got one night, double the pleasure and double the fun, and dance
sending for an angel to bring me a heart. Girl, where did you come from? Got me so undone. Gazing your eyes got me saying, what a beautiful lady. Go with them to maybe it's releasing my heart and it's feeling amazing. There's no one else that matters. You love me, and I won't let you fall, girl. Let you fall, girl.
To Paul and Jennifer, I want you to know that you guys are I admire your relationship. I admire your strength, Jennifer, to see what you want, run after what you want, and got what you want. And I'm glad to see that in this days of age that marriage can still be a beautiful thing. And I pray nothing but blessings.
I love you guys, first of all, foremost. And my biggest advice to you guys is communication, because every little thing matters. If you leave out a single detail, it can be a pivotal thing towards anything. So just communicate and love each other as best as you can, and get over the stuff as fast as you can and put your ego to the side, because love is what matters above everything else.
Appreciate the little things, because there's so many like loud noises on the outside, and we forget like the little things like flowers and little, gifts here and there, cooking for each other. And so I just hope you guys hold in on just appreciating each other for the little things that you do. And I feel like that could help with like the longevity of a relationship and the marriage.
You guys have already built the relationship that you are actually stepping into in marriage. And I would say to continue to build on that, continue to love each other the same way you guys have prior to today and prior to saying, I do, and that you guys continue to stay but grow at the same time. It's interesting. Stay in love, but grow in love. And remember to always do that. And it will be a long, long future ahead with that mindset.
Prayer is my priority because I know without God, we cannot do nothing. So that's my first one.
Probably mad at me at the moment. So while you're watching this, just remember today how special today was, how our family was together, how much support system we have. And whatever you're mad at, I'm pretty sure it's something pretty small. But I'm not going to diminish how you're feeling. I know how you're feeling is valid. But just remember today, we're going to be at this forever. Remember your vows. I remember my vows. I love you.
Happiness, though, I would say keep God first. He is the foundation. I would say don't forget why you guys loved each other. Problems are going to arise. Nothing is perfect. No one's perfect. No relationship, marriage is perfect. So don't be surprised. So we ought to fight for each other instead of against each other. Communicate. Communication is key. Things can get misconstrued. Boys and girls, we communicate differently. So just try to understand one another.